One of the biggest things that will be determined by the outcome of today's election is whether or not Donald Trump ends up getting criminally sentenced at the end of this month, or if Judge Juan Merchan decides at a hearing on November 12th to completely throw the case away. If Trump wins, Merchan really, honestly, he's not going to have much of a choice. He will have to throw the case away. If Trump loses, he will not throw the case away, and of course, Donald Trump could be sentenced on November 26th, though that date is likely going to be pushed back, but it will eventually happen. And the reason I'm even bringing that up is to remind everybody that this man is a convicted felon. He is a convicted felon that is still facing 2 more criminal trials, the January 6th case and the Georgia case, and could potentially be facing a 3rd one if the appellate court reinstates the documents case, which I imagine after the election, we will very quickly get an answer on whether or not that's going to go forward. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because Donald Trump said something this past weekend that is pretty much going to guarantee that he gets convicted if that January 6th case goes to trial if he loses today. And here is what he said. I shouldn't have left. Honestly, we did so well. We had such a great... So now every polling booth has hundreds of lawyers standing there. So, while he was talking about the 2020 election, he says, I shouldn't have left. Honestly, I should not have left. That, in the eyes of the law, is what we would likely call intent. If you have intent, you have a crime. If you have intent, it's pretty easy to secure a conviction. Donald Trump telling that crowd, I shouldn't have left, can and most likely will be used against him by Jack Smith if, again, the January 6th case goes to trial. Here's what it means. Using this statement, which according to aides, Donald Trump had also made after the 2020 election when he said, quote, I'm just not going to leave. We're never leaving. How can you leave when you won an election? So paired with that, this new statement of I never should have left is going to show that Donald Trump was fully aware of what was going on. He was fully aware that the election was over and that it had been decided for President Biden. That's what that means. That's what that statement is. It is him saying, I should have just gone with the initial plan of not leaving the White House, which of course is then, again, I'm weaving this together the way that the lawyers would in court. It tells us that he is now endorsing his own coup. And if you have that, you have the conviction. Furthermore, this is not just going to hurt Donald Trump, in the criminal case against him. He is facing multiple civil lawsuits for spurring on, according to the lawsuits, the Capitol riot, which resulted in members of Congress being harmed, police officers being harmed. They're suing him. And so this statement can also be used to hurt him in that lawsuit, or those lawsuits, I should say. So this was a very dumb thing to say. Not just because it hurts you in, your legal cases either. It's a dumb thing to say because this is one of the last things you're saying to voters before they head to the polls. Man, I should never have left. All it does is remind people of what happened on January 6th. Is that the last image you want people to have before they go and vote again? Probably not. So no matter which way you slice this was a very dumb thing to say, and hopefully you'll be reminded of that when in just a few months it gets read back to you in court and you're forced while on the stand to explain exactly what you meant by it. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.